Welcome back to our broadcast. You pay attention to this eye-opening message in the grant community that would spell out the real and the readiness of the long-awaited grant we are waiting for from Apostle Ken Wakama and every other grant. Listen to this and get yourself relaxed and prepared for the disbursement. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, or rather, sorry, this is 7 minutes past 12 a.m. I want to say good morning to everyone in Grand Community. Today is Wednesday, 12th February 2025. My name remains Pastor Donald Obasokore, SSA to Just Lovely, and the Director of Special Duties Just Lovely team. I wanted to keep quiet over a particular voice note or so that has been circulating on the social media. But because of the level of the deception in it, intentional deception in it, I decided to say something in order to put so many people who may not be on the know on the path of peace. To start with, on many occasions, myself, the boss, and the team members of Just Lovely team have said it repeatedly, time without number, that Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation / UAAG is a genuine project. Anybody's bias, anybody's ill mind, anybody's propaganda against it cannot stop the truth. So whatever thing somebody is saying lacks the merit of truth. It is all about bias statement. So on this point, I want to say something. In your mind as a CEO partnering with Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation / UAAG under Apostle Professor Ken Wakama, in your mind, do you think that the level of publicity this program has garnered through social media is not capable enough to engage the government if this program is not true? A lot of personalities have been mentioned, and somebody somewhere is saying there is nothing like IMF. IMF is not involved. I just want to sound like a gentleman. I don't want to be rude in communication, but communications like this deserve being rude, but I will not be rude. I want to go on the path of giving accurate information to people, because I know the plan of these guys doing this thing is to try as much as possible to discredit Apostle Ken. What is your profit? What is your gain? Secondly, they want to do everything possible to make sure that the people they deceived will remain deceived. The people they collected money from and they can't deliver results, that such people will remain deceived. See, pregnancy, you can only cover pregnancy maybe first trimester, second trimester, but at the third trimester, no matter how you do it, it will show. If you do the magic and do it, the day of delivery, the whole world will know that there was something growing in your womb. So the grant matter is not a thing that you can be covered. with fallacy, propaganda, hate, bias of mind. You can't cover it. You can't stop it. So it's all about time, because the line between truth and falsehood is just time, and that time is already here with us. So please, whoever that has listened to one misleading voice note, one called voice note coming from somebody, I would have mentioned the name of that young man, but the truth is, I can't give him such a credit that his name will be mentioned on my voice note. I can't do that. So whoever that propelled him, is he the one that propelled himself to such act, coming on air, saying things that lack truth? It is something that at the end, you will be looking for what to use to cover your face as a result of self-inflicted shame. You said Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation doesn't have grant, but it will be very unfortunate to you that the same you were one of the people that were busy doing live video during verification November 2023, and today you are saying something contrary. What did you find before you left your state and came to Abuja and started doing video? What was your discovery? Premature leaders, what was your discovery? What did you discover? Somebody that you can't be consistent, it is a sign that you lack leadership ethics, leadership quality. That's it. So there are two things I would like to point out, and these two things about human psychology will help us. When there is self-overconfidence bias towards somebody or towards a thing, it will always have its psychological effect. And that is what I want to touch. The psychological effect of self-overconfidence bias, when you are self-overconfidence, but it is built upon a biased mentality. Your self-overconfidence is all about trying to mislead, trying to destroy. You are not working to harness. You are not working to bring out the truth. In essence, and you forget that grant community is not made up of dummies. We are not demented people. We can reason along the line and know what the truth is. I want us to look at this. Number one, overconfidence bias. What does it mean? This refers to a cognitive bias where an individual overestimates their own knowledge, skills, or abilities, particularly in contexts where they may lack adequate information or understanding. Now listen, a wise man, knowing very well that he is lacking adequate, complete information or understanding, will not be too forward in a matter. You will not come and do video and be showing live video of what you lack adequate information and understanding. There was something you were pursuing, and along the line, that thing you were pursuing did not materialize the way it will favor you and not the masses you claim to represent. At the end, you now came up with a psychological trait we call overconfidence bias. You know you are in a wrong path, but because of your overconfidence bias, you want to maintain it until you are destroyed completely. That is stupidity. That is an act of someone that is not reasonable at all, someone that is not skilled. Somebody that is suffering overconfidence bias as a character trait can exhibit all manners of waywardness, all manners of betrayal, all manners of inhumane activities. Such a person doesn't think about another person. What such a person thinks about is self, self, self. He sees himself as somebody that should be at the center of it all, and that has caused the grand community a lot of crisis because of paupers emerging as leaders. Number two, there is another psychological trait, character trait, called Dunning-Kruger effect. Dunning-Kruger effect. What does it mean? This is a character trait that describes a phenomenon where individuals with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. You know that your ability towards a particular task doesn't measure up to it, but still you push yourself into it. Is that not stupidity? Your ability to deliver results. You are telling the grand community there is no grant on the side of Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation, which is under Apostle Ken, but there is palliative somewhere. That palliative from who? From where? When is it coming? Who is the facilitator of it? Who is the donor of it? Such a program, where is it documented? In the annals of grant activities in Nigeria. So it is not wise to come out and begin to talk like a machine that has lost control. If you are trying to switch it off, the more you continue to press on the knob for it to go off, the more it continues to shout and shout and shout. That is the problem that is happening to people like this guy I am referring to. Now, conclusively, I want to say it once again. Grant has been coming to Nigeria since 1932. If you like, you believe it. If you don't like, you leave it. I also want to make something that will make some intelligent people to think. Is there any sound politician in Nigeria that doesn't have a foundation? Is there any sound politician in Nigeria that doesn't have a foundation? Those foundations they have, are they sponsored by Nigerian government alone? Most of them are not sponsored by Nigerian government. And if you go to their offices, those offices are functional. The money they are using, what do you call it? So many of them receive heavy grant on annual basis. Some of them 3 months, some of them 6 months, depending the agreement they have with their donors. And because they have been in the system, they understand the process. Everything works according to time. In a normal grant that has no challenge, once the money comes in, 30 days interval, that grant will be disbursed. That is the rule of it. That is the rule of it. But because of so many issues that hung around, this particular project, it led to unnecessary delay. But still at that, God has been with us in this delay. It was through this delay that so many doors got opened. So many favor to the subscribers was considered. Just like I said in my last voice note, that we have experienced serious traumatizing delay does not mean that God is not involved. On the side of us as men, it may touch the bones, it may touch the flesh, but as somebody with revelation, it will not touch the spirit. This time around, I would like to touch a very important area. To my fellow clergymen, I want to say something. Some of us are also the reasons why we are having problem in the grand community. Why am I saying this? When I talk about clergymen, I'm talking about all religions inclusive. Every religion operating in Nigeria is inclusive. I'm not talking about Christians alone, no. Now, when you told people that God told you that the grant is real under Apostle Ken, after some months, the same you that told people that this grant is real, that is what God told you, is the same person telling people that you are no longer sure it is real. Are you sure that you ever spoke with God? Are you sure you have relationship at all with God? Because if you have any relationship with God, one prevailing fact is that you will stand on that which God has said. One thing that kept me in Abuja till this time is God said, stay. The project is real. It will be a success. So no matter whatever thing that happens, I stay on that word. Men can disappoint you, but God can never disappoint you. So let us look and see the area some of us have made mistake. You cannot say that God told you that this program is real. The same you that said it to the public, you will go secretly and be telling people, nah, I am confused. I don't understand this thing again. I'm not sure that this thing is from God. But openly you will come and still and tell people God is the one that actually brought this program to us. Who are you deceiving? You are deceiving yourself and making mockery of the name of God. Let me stop. Though some of us didn't hear God, in the course of your prayer, you had what we call emotional ministration. Emotional ministration. Your emotion ministered to you. And then you said, God told you. So when the challenge of the time or the challenge of the process came, you couldn't lay hold strongly to that promise of God. Therefore, let us return back to where we fell off from and know that this program is a program from God and it will surely deliver results. Finally, and I'm ending it here, if you like, begin from now till when you will die and be saying the program is not real. It's only about you. It's not about others. And another thing is that you not believing that this program is real can never stop it from being real. It cannot. Sanctuary Wet Multipurpose Foundation is going to disburse, and other elements of the project will actually scale through. If you like, you believe it. If you don't like, you leave it. But the truth is, whether you like, whether you believe it or you don't believe it, it doesn't change the truth. It doesn't change the truth. So not believing it is just suffering yourself, killing yourself, poisoning yourself, because the more you continue to feel the way you are feeling, that you are attacking Apostle Ken Wakama, the more your pancreas will continue to produce bitterness that will become antibody substance, eating your own self. You will be like somebody eating his own flesh, and we call it witchcraft. So the more you continue fighting with all your bitterness against the program, the more you are bewitching yourself. The more you continue to look older, the more you continue to look haggard, the more you continue to look disorganized. Because when you fight against God, God will remove his hand from your life. Satan will deal with you. I want to use this time to tell those that know what the truth is and that want to know what the truth is. The truth is, there is grant. Sanctuary Wet Multipurpose Foundation, that Apostle Professor Kenneth Makama is going to disburse. And the other elements of this project shall also see great light of success. It is a settled matter. Nobody is going to change it. It's a settled matter. This is a time that Nigeria is going to see the light of great economical emancipation and enhancement. All we are praying is, oh Lord, as disbursement takes place, grant us, each person, the wisdom to manage his or her resources, so that the purpose, the objective for which the donors raise this money, the facilitators and the government and everyone that work to make sure that this money is disbursed, will come to light. that in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, we will have millions of people in Nigeria who can engage the labor market with global competitiveness, building economical system and structure that will carry many generations to come to a great height of success. That is why God has given us this opportunity. So those of you fighting and fighting and fighting, it is a clear depiction that you don't even know what God has done. You are very far away from God. You may be answering a Christian name, but when you are not aligning your life with the plans of God, you are an agent of Satan. That is the truth of it. So it's either you repent and be free from bewitching, or you continue doing what you are doing and you die bewitching yourself. This is where I will end it. In a very little while, very, very little while, that heavy shout of celebration is going to erupt everywhere in Nigeria. Everywhere. It is going to be massive all-state celebration. Massive all-state celebration. And glory be to God that it is happening at this time. God has a way of doing his things. I want to say, my name is Pastor Donald Obasokore, SS to Just Lovely, and Director of Special Duties Just Lovely team. Saying to us, it's our congratulations season. Good morning once again, and bye from here.